Okay, so I've been reorganizing my bookshelves and counting what ones are read and not read. And I need to read some, is the conclusion. I have so much fluff on my t-shirt from the jumper I was wearing. Okay, so a little update. I've just finished the shelves in the hallway. I've written it down, 351 books in total, not including the two bottom shelves because it's a load of DC graphic novels and my Charles Dickens collection, which I will add on to it, but I just haven't done that yet. Out of the 351 I've read, drumroll, I'm playing Disney Dreamlight Valley at the same time, I've read 122. That leaves 229 unread. Only on my shelves in the hallway. I'll show you what shelves I mean. So that's not great. I'm gonna work on that. So I just need to count, now I need to count the books in my room, which is all my fantasy, dystopian, contemporary / romance, and middle grade. No, middle grade is out in the hallway now. So yeah, I think it's just fantasy, dystopian, contemporary / romance, and some sci-fi here and there. And my cloth bound classics, I forgot they're in my room. So now I've just got to do those. There's going to be probably more in my room than there is in the hallway. But I've read a lot more in my room than in the hallway, I think. I hope. That was fingers crossed, I couldn't do it very well. Dusting my bookshelves and reorganizing them. And I found I knew this was there, but Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. And I found my bookmark in there from years ago when I started it and never finished it. I kind of don't want to move it because, like, I don't know, that just feels so, like, weird and cool to me. Like, that's been in there for years. I can't even remember why I stopped reading it, but anyway. And it's a down and fill bookmark as well, which matches the bag behind me, actually. Basically, I read All the Bright Places and I loved it so much. So I went on to buy, well, no, because this came out after? I don't know, either way, I loved All the Bright Places by her, so I wanted to, like, collect all of her books. And I know Breathless I got when it came out, which was after, and I can't remember whether I bought this straight away or it came out a little bit after. Anyway, so yeah, and then I never read any of the other books other than I got a little way through this one. So anyway, I need to finish this. I will probably have to restart that because I cannot remember what the heck I read. I still haven't read, where is it? Paper Towns. I feel like I should do a reading vlog of reading all old books that have sat on my shelf for years and years and I never got around to reading. Because I do need to read them. So also, I just love talking about my bookshelf, and like, because I'm reorganizing it, I just discover little, like, secrets. Not secrets, like, I know they're there, but you know how when you're tidying your room and you find stuff that you forgot about, except you know it existed, but you're just in the moment. Does that make sense? Anyway, Turtles All the Way Down. My voice went funny. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Can we talk about how beautiful this limited edition jacket poster is? Are you ready? Wait, I can't get it off because I didn't set the phone up by just holding it with one hand. Let me get the jacket off. It's like all different John Green quotes. Not that you can see it. Wait, let me turn this around. Isn't that so cool? It's the other Jennifer Niven one I was talking about, and I got bonus content because it was like a Waterstones edition, but I still haven't read it. You know what's so fun? Just finding little things that make your library your library. You know what I mean? Like your bookshelves that make it special to you. So like all the different little like special editions and like little bits about your shelves, or like the way you decorate them, just all the different editions of books that you personally have together to make up your own bookshelf. My Angie Thomas collection as well, they're all sprayed edges, and then this one is a collector's edition. Yeah, a collector's edition, and I just find that so exciting. Some people just buy books to read, some of us buy them to collect, and I find that part of it so exciting. I don't know. Making like a YA contemporary shelf on this top one, and all the ones I have read I'm putting at the back, and then the ones that I haven't read, so like Jandy Nelson's I'll Give You the Sun will go in front of her The Sky Is Everywhere, which I have read, just so then the ones I haven't read are easy to access, and because that's also the way they'll fit on there. The bookshelf tour on my channel is like the first video I did, but my bookshelves have definitely changed a lot. I believe this corner, I'm pretty sure, was one of these there, like how it is but different books, and then another one there, whereas now it's like completely different shelves and different organization. Okay, so I've just finished my YA contemporary and then YA and adult romance shelves. So on that shelf there is 39 read and 62 unread. See, I kind of want to empty all the shelf at once just to see all my books in a big book pile, but this is just a little over one shelf, so I know that would go crazy. Imagine all of them on the floor. I just want to see a big book pile, but that would be so messy. Creating a nice clean home for my books. I am gonna empty this shelf though, because I'm gonna do a little switch around and move some of these series with some of the other series that I have, you know, just some little reorganization. This was the first Fairy Loot book I ever got. I still haven't read it, but it did seem really interesting at the time, and it still seems really interesting, so I need to get to it. So then it's my longer series, and then I've got duologies. The group plant's built. This is how I want that to look like. These are all the oh god, Waterstones editions of the Twin Crown series. But realistically I'm gonna need them all to be like that to fit all my books on, but I'm gonna leave it like that first just to see. And then this one is the Fairy Loot edition. This was a series I genuinely loved the first one so much, and I didn't read the second one straight away, so I haven't read any of the others yet. I need to reread this one so I can finish it, because I genuinely loved this. So I've just counted and organised all of this shelf here. Got an update. I've got in the frame. Okay, There's 62 unread and 38 read. Okay, so I'm just doing the bookshelf behind me, the last shelf that I need to count and dust, and I was just thinking, does anyone else find slipcases really annoying for book sets? And there's like this part of me that I find them really annoying, but I can't bring myself to throw them away, because one, they protect the books and they keep them like really nice and neat, but also like it's the part of the book and I just don't want to throw it away. These hardback ones actually aren't too bad, like, because here's the problem with them, right? do you find it hard to get books back in them? But the main ones, these papery ones, have like the little edge where it tucks in. Oh, and now I've pulled it out, and when you have to try and get it back in, it just like, it goes into the book pages. Do you see what I mean? And I just find them really annoying. I remember having this exact conversation actually with a friend from high school when we were talking about how slipcases are really annoying, but you just don't want to throw them away. Does anyone throw theirs away is what my question is. And now I can't get it back in. There we go. Like, I find them really handy for keeping books together, and like when you want to move book sets as well, like all you have to do is pick up the one chunk instead of picking up those books. But they're just awkward, especially the Game of Thrones one I have. It's big, it's like a hard slipcase like this, but getting books back into it is so difficult because they're all like chunky. Anyway, that's my rant about slipcases. My rant is basically saying that they're annoying, but I refuse to get rid of them because they're also like pretty. I think my main issue with them is just trying to get books back into them. And so yeah, my main question is, do you throw them away or do you keep them? Okay, it's officially time for the wrap up, the grand total of my books and the ones I've not read yet. Should we do a little drum roll? Monies. Okay, so I have 771 books, not including like the big books. So like, for example, I have this ghost one, I have like the Wicked ones, you know, like ones that have like little things, factual things in them or whatever. So main books that I count as I'm going to read them, I have 771 of those, and then I have read, I need to do another drum roll, 266 of those, which means I have 505 unread books on my physical TBR. I hate saying this out loud. You know, this is just more like an holding myself accountable video, because why is it that many? I promise you I enjoy reading and I do read my books. I don't know why it's that many. I'm gonna blame other people because I actually get quite a lot of books as presents. Okay, maybe I did also buy a few during like 2022, 2023. I did a lot of book hauls. But I'm also someone that loves to collect books, so that was like a separate hobby. But now that separate hobby is haunting me. Book collecting is haunting me. 505. I generally did not think it would be that many. I think I'm just going to delete this whole video because that's so embarrassing. Okay, but as I was saying, book collecting is a different hobby, so in book collecting terms, I'm doing quite well. I'm nearly, I think 1,000 counts as a library, and I'm nearly at a library, so here's the thing. I need to stop reading. Oh, I need to stop reading my Kindle and just read my physical books, I think. I would also like to point out that this year I was doing uni all through summer, and like my uni module didn't stop in like June, July like normal. It lasted all the way till the end of August. So I've had like a lot less time than normal for reading, because that was a big project as well, so I was doing it all day, every day, in the evenings as well, getting a good report written up. And it paid off because I now have a degree in biology. I got my results the other day. I'm going to use them to apply for a master's. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. That the master's accepts me. In case that wasn't clear, I don't know. So I'll give you a little tour of my updated bookshelves. Also, I worked out, so to reach like the halfway point, so I have 771 books in total. I've read 266 of them, so half of 771 is 385.5. So we're just rounding up to 386, and then to reach 386 from what I've already read, I need to read 120 more. 120. Okay, I averagely read 50 books a year, so that's over 2 years until I reach halfway. Don't look at me like that. Consumerism, overconsumption got to me after COVID, okay? We were all going through stuff. Some of us coped by buying books by the hundreds. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of my bed, I have these two baskets that just have like some hardbacks in them that don't fit on the shelves, or I don't particularly have anywhere to put them. So the first start at the end, happy place, yada 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 yada, and then these like fairy loot ones that didn't fit on the fairy loot shelf. There's no like order of what ones go on the shelf and what ones go in here. It's just what was left over went in here. And then also some fairy loot ones there, and that is the XX fairy loot edition. So then the main shelves in my room are mainly fantasy, other than this one shelf that is dystopian all the way to about here, and then there's some sci-fi behind these, and then it's my cloth bound classics. So for these top two fantasy shelves, I did series, and then here was just Marissa Meyer, because I have a few of her books. So series, Marissa Meyer, and then duologies on this one, except for Twin Crowns, which is a trilogy. These are not duologies, except for these. This is just where hardback fantasies would fit, because this is a big shelf. And I don't really know why this is here. It's the Cat Save books. I don't know. That's where it fit, okay? So that's like, yeah, so that's like basically series, fantasy series. And then on this shelf over here, this is all fantasy, where I only have one book of the series, or it's a standalone, and that's ordered from here anyway. It's ordered by author alphabetically all the way along to here, and then behind these is the Twilight series and the other Vampire Diaries. And then on the end I just have My Neighbour Totoro of Howl's Moving Castle, and then behind is the School for Good and Evil series. And then moving down from the fantasy series shelves, I have all my fairy loot books, other than the ones that are on the other bits I showed you, and then some other fantasy that I own. This corresponds with the one underneath, so I have hardbacks of paperbacks that are on here. Wait, does that make sense? No. So basically, like, if I have the hardback that's in the same series or by the same author, it goes underneath the same author on top. So like, these are all Leigh Bardugo paperbacks, and then Leigh Bardugo hardbacks there, Sarah J Maas there, that's kind of diagonal, but, and then Holly Black is like that, except for her Book of Night, because it's in the Pretty Edge section. So that's some more fairy books and whatnot there. And then just two that are, this one's a signed Bone Season, and then this one's an independent bookshop edition of Death of a Bookseller that's also signed. So that's just kind of like fun books that have extra things. And then that's all my big books that I didn't really count, and like some comics as well. These are all just comics that are in protectors. So then above them fantasy ones I talked about, I have dystopian all the way up to there, and then I have some sci-fi behind these and my cloth-bound classics, just because that's where they fit. Don't question it. The Hunger Games, the first book I do have, but I don't currently have it with me. It's at my ex's house. I'm gonna get it back. And then I have the other one up here because it's too big to fit into this section. It doesn't fit lengthways. And then under the fantasy one I talked about, we have my Harry Potter ones and my Percy Jackson ones, so that's like some middle grade. And then next to the Percy Jackson I have other mythological retellings and whatnot along there. And then if you go along here, we have my Cassandra Clare books. I have this is the second book in the Last Hours series. Yeah, book 2. That's the only one I have. I actually haven't read any Cassandra Clare books. I read a little bit of City of Bones years ago and I couldn't get into it, but I've kept it because of all the things I've heard, so I might try again. And then I bought that one because it was pretty. And again, just like big books at the bottom, you know. So then this is the bookshelf behind my door. This shelf I didn't actually sort out because it's just a load of like, they are interesting books, so I probably should add them. I just haven't at the moment. Honestly, I don't know why. So that would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to add. I can't remember what the total was. I'll put it on screen. That's the actual total, and I've read 2 of those. So then we have my Mina Lima editions. So we have the first 3 Harry Potter, which I believe are the last ones coming. I did talk about these in my Liverpool vlog. And then I have all of the fairy tale ones that they have released at the moment. And then if we go up, I have, this is all romance and contemporary. The XX says like fantasy as well, but they're all mainly romance books. Or there's, well, I think some of these might be lit fic. Yeah. So basically it's just random. Organised by adult though, so these are adults, and then we move into like YA as you go up. And then behind the ones at the front is ones that I'm either not going to get to yet, so they're like summer books, or if we go over here, it's books that I've already read, so I don't need to access them as much as I need to access these ones at the front that I haven't read yet. Yeah. So I used to put my Song of Achilles edition on here with my Mina Lima editions, but I don't know if I like the way that looks because it like covers all the others. So basically it doesn't fit on the shelf with the other Madeline Miller books because it's too tall, so I just don't know what to do with it. So these are all my thriller and horror books. YA is on the lower shelf, and then we move into classics. The classics are split by like the publisher, so first you have all the vintage ones, and then you move into Penguin, and then into the Wordsworth ones, and then in front is just Anne of Green Gables and Cloud Atlas. These are all my Kathy Glass ones. Behind these front ones is all the ones that I've read. I used to be obsessed with Foster memoirs in high school. And then this is all the historical fiction, and then also non-fiction, and then my DC graphic novels, and then over here that's all my Charles Dickens books, and then above that is some more fantasy, but these are like old fantasy, does that make sense? Or like fantasy set in like an olden kind of time, I guess. And then above that it's a shelf, so it has, these are my arcs I've received, and then next to that is all my manga and some graphic novels, and then above that this is all my middle grade books, and then my Michael Morpurgo books, which Michael Morpurgo was my favourite author when I was in primary school, absolutely love him. And then above those it's kind of like a mixed shelf, so we have some second-hand ones, some I didn't like so much, just some that don't fit on the shelves in my room really. And then above that I have some Japanese literature ones, some thrillers that just carry on from my thriller shelf on the left, and these are my mum's books. She just wanted them on a bookshelf, and well, the bookshelf is mostly mine. There's just some mixed books, and then some more middle grade, and then some poetry next to those, and that's my hallway bookshelf. So that was a little video of me counting my physical TBR, because I really need to get it done. The last time I'd actually count books I think was a while ago, so I didn't know the exact number and I really wanted to know. Now I wish I didn't want to know, because 505 is insane and that's kind of embarrassing. So if you have more than that on your physical TBR, please let me know. If you know anyone who has more than that, please let me know. I know there's someone on TikTok that does, and she makes me feel better about mine every single day. So, yeah. I just don't know what to say, because that's crazy. That's insane. I feel a little embarrassed now. I need to read more books and then collect books. I haven't, the fact is, I actually haven't bought books this year. So where have these all come from? I think I got a few for my birthday, but other than that I haven't bought a book, and it still didn't help me have less on my physical TBR. So help. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it makes you feel better about your physical TBR. It certainly should. It's, if you have one, this is insane. Like I said, I love collecting books, so I love that my room is just full of books, but I do need to read them, yes. And I'm gonna do that, okay? I'm gonna do it. When I was doing the little tour of my room, if you saw any that you know are like so good, please let me know and I will make them a priority. And here's the thing, I do want to read all these books. I'm interested in all of them, that's why they're on my shelves, but I don't know, honestly I have no clue why there's that many unread. I wish I could go back in time and slap myself in the face when I was buying book hauls of so many books, because why did I need to do that? I'm good at book collecting, that's what I'm good at. So okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I hope it helps you feel better about your physical TBR. I don't know what I want to prioritize, so again, please let me know if you saw any that you love, and yeah, I'm sure out of all of them, most of them are unread, so I'm sure if you point one out I probably haven't read it. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon, hopefully, maybe, if you come back. Bye.